Extending the laws of exponents. Make sure that all numbers are in exponential form. If they do not have an exponent, put a 1 as the exponent. Remember to follow the order of operations. No, it's up there.
It is?
Yes. Hey, don't make fun of me. I was going to bite his hand off, wasn't I?
Yeah,
Now that's all
that's
being
the
recorded,
homework.
people.
She almost killed me.
You learned nothing.
Miss Boys, you need to learn how to edit.
I need to learn how to edit. Yeah.
Where you can take parts out and add parts in.
Sorry, I'm lucky to be able to do what I do, okay?
Yeah, y'all know.
Remember, I'm from the Stone Age, and,
Stone Age, California.
Stone Age, and,
Learn how to edit. You can become a professional YouTuber. And make
She
a
had
bunch of
things
money.
Okay,
She had things we didn't have, like dinosaurs.
all right. Here we go.
And Moses? Is that what
So
you
let's
said?
look at this and get this done. A times b to the power of x gives you a to the x power times b to the x power. Doesn't that follow some kind of multiplication rule? Yeah. Ax times bx to the y power gives you axy times bxy. So you're just distributing your square. Okay? Oh, all right. Oh, okay. So, a divided by b to the x power is the same as a to the x power divided by b to the x power. Oh, okay. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, add, and subtract. So, a to the x power over b to the x power with the parentheses and then your y gives you a to the xy over b to the xy. Simplify the following exponential expressions. So, 2 times 3 squared. First you do what? Parentheses, because it's PEMDAS. So inside you have 6, and now you're going to square it. So that equals 36. Okay? B, x squared times y squared, y to the 5th, inside your parentheses, but they're not the same base, are they? So that gives you x squared times 3 times y to the 5th times 3, which gives you x to the 6th times y to the 15th. That's as far as you can go. Okay? Cool enough? C. I have negative 4x squared times 3y cubed to the power of 3. So we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. What can we accomplish inside the parentheses? Yes. So we have negative 12x squared y to the 3rd, and that's all in parentheses to the 3rd. Then we need to distribute that power of 3. So we have negative 12x to the 2 times 3, y 3 times 3. But we forgot one thing. What did we forget?
They're not the same base.
No. It's okay if they're not the same base because we have to multiply inside the parentheses. We just multiplied the bases. We didn't do anything as far as powers. What did we forget? I took this and took it with this, right? I took this and took it with this. Did I take the 3 and do it here? What? Did I do it? No, I have to have 12 to the 3rd times x to the 2 times 3 times y to the 3 times 3, which gives me 12 to the 3rd gives me what? Negative 12 to the 3rd. This is where you're going to have to be careful with parentheses versus non-parentheses. Okay? What are you going to get? And I would put that negative sign, because are you going to end up with a negative or a positive?
Negative.
So, if you put negative 12 to the third and hit enter without any parentheses, okay, what do you get?
Negative 1,720.
Is it negative?
I did this and it just kind of said no.
Okay. Negative 12 to the power of 3 gives me, if I do this, negative 12 to the power of 3, it gives me negative. If I do this, see, at one point, it's going to change here. Uh-oh, I didn't do it right. Why does it not work on the other one? All right, because the other one is inside and it's on the negative. Please, 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 just put these in parentheses because it's going to help you when you get to the quadratic formula. Okay? All right? If I do 12 squared, I'm sorry, if I do negative 12 squared, what happens without parentheses? Is it supposed to be negative? No, it's supposed to be positive. Do you see how it gives me a positive number? But if I do parentheses, negative 12 squared, what does it give me? The correct answer. And that's why I'm saying if you build the habit now to put them inside the parentheses, then you will be successful when you get to Pythagorean. Or not Pythagorean, but your quadratic formula, okay? Because it will make a huge difference with the quadratic formula. So please put parentheses, negative, whatever it is, and then square it, okay? So what did we decide that negative 12 to the third was? It was negative 1728, and this is why you might want some paper. And 2 times 3 is x to the 6th, and y is 3 times 3, which is y to the 9th. Okay. All right, D. Here we go. We've got, what are we going to do with this? What can we do with it? According to what you have on top, what can you do with it?
You can get rid of A. You can divide A by A.
No, you can do negative 3 squared over 4 squared. You have to distribute that squared to both, which gives you what? Negative 3 squared is going to give you what? 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 Negative 9. No. Negative times a negative gives you a. Do you see how you would get the wrong answer if you hadn't put it in parentheses? If you do negative 9 squared, you're going to get a negative 81, aren't you? You cannot do it. You got to have it in parentheses. Otherwise, you'll get the wrong answer. Okay, so this is positive 3 squared. Okay, and then 4 squared is 16. And that is, can you do anything to 9 and 16? Nope, that's it. Okay. Here we go. We got a to the 4th. So I'm going to do parentheses. A to the 4th times 2 over a to the 2 times 2. B to the, negative 2 times 2. Ooh, interesting. Interesting, isn't it? So I'm going to do this. A to the, what? 4 times 2 is? 8. Okay. What? Okay. And 2 times 2 is 4. So this is a to the 4th. Okay. And then this is b to the negative 4th. We still got to do something with that, don't we?
Did you get 2 on, John?
Okay. All right. This is where I'm going to do this. All right. a to the fourth, I should have done this in the first place, over a squared b to the negative 2. And there's a couple of ways you could do this. But we'll just do it the way we've got it. Okay? We are going to do a to the 4 times 2 over a 2 times 2b negative 2 times 2. So now we've got to figure out what we can do with all this. So I've got a to the 8th over a to the 4th times b to the negative 4. Okay? Now what can I do? It's not simplified yet. I can deal with the a. Okay, so that equals a to the 8. And what do you do when you divide? Minus 4 over b to the negative 4. So now I have what? A to the 4th over b to the negative 4th. Am I done? No, because I can't leave a negative. So if I bring it up, I've got a to the 4th times b to the 4th. Now I'm done. I could write it that way. I could even write it that way, couldn't I? Either way is acceptable. Okay? Let's do f on a piece of paper too. F. 2x squared over 3x to the 3rd y squared parentheses to the 3rd. Okay? All right. So, if I want to rewrite this in long form, I've really got 2 to the 3rd x to the 2 times 3 over 3 to the 3rd x to the 3 times 3 y 2 times 3, and I've taken care of my exponent out there, right? But what did it say to do up here? It said to take care of what's inside my parentheses first, didn't it? Can I do anything with 2/3? No. Could I have done something with my x's? Let's see if it comes out the same, okay? We're going to work this one, and then we're going to work it with doing PEMDAS, all right? So now I've got 2 to the 3rd, which is what? 8. And I have 3 to the 3rd, which is 27. I have x to the power of 6. I have below x to the power of 9. And then I have below y to the power of 6. I still can simplify here. This time I've got 8, and I'm going to bring my x to the 6 down. So I'm going to show you the step, 27, x to the 9 minus 6, which is y to the 6th, right? Am I missing anything? Think so? No so? So that all equals 8. Can I do anything with the 8 and the 27? Can I simplify those in any way? No, there's no common multiple of 8 and 27. So I'm good to go there. And then this is going to be x to the 3rd, y to the 6th. All right, that's doing it that way, okay? If I had done it PEMDAS way, oh, let's see here. X, you're going to end up with the same answer, but only because there was nothing to simplify inside first. If there is something to simplify inside first, well, there was my x's. So I could have done x to the power of 1, right? Here I would have done 2x. I'll rewrite it again. This is f doing it. 3x to the 3rd y squared to the power of 3. If I do what's inside first, I would have brought down my x's, so I would have had 2 over 3x to the 3 minus 2 y squared. And then that would have all been cubed. Okay, which gives me 2 over 3x to the first y squared cubed. And then I have to go and cube everything, which then that means it's 1 times 3, so I'd end up with x to the third. 3 times 3 is 27. 2 to the third power, 3 cubed is 27. 2 cubed is 8. And y to the 2 times 3 is 6. So I get the same answer, but that's because I didn't have numerical values to simplify first inside my parentheses. Okay? All right, let's look at the bottom. It says examine problem C and problem D. What occurs with negative coefficients when powers are distributed in the problem? Even exponents will cancel values on the coefficient or bases. In other words, 4 squared equals 4 to the 4th, which is equal to 256. Odd exponents will, I guess I should have put negative, and that would cancel my negative sign. That's what I meant to do, right? We'll keep the negative value. I didn't give very good notes the last time. Value on the coefficients. Which are your bases. Example, negative 4 to the third gives you negative 4 to the 3 times 3, which is 9, which is odd, so it's going to give you a negative 2, 6, 2, 1, 4, 4. Sorry, can't see that.
I need the other side too.
I know. Okay. So if you have even exponents, you're going to end up with a positive. That's one way to look at it. If you have odd exponents, if your exponent is odd, you're going to end up with a negative. I sure hope I started this. If not, I'll post last year's, but last year's I kind of screwed up a couple of times, looks like.
That would really suck if you didn't.
Okay. What? Thank you. My students are telling me I always screw up. Thank you.
Troy, you can't deny the truth.
Thank you. Okay, love you too. All right. Everybody got it?
Really not. No one gave Damien a kitty cat.
What? My door is locked. Oh, no, it's not.
No.
What is moon read?
Brady, you know knocking doesn't get you to the door. You have to twist the handle, right?
Huh?
You know, you have to like twist the handle to get to the door, not hit the door.
VMAT code. All right. Let's see.
So anything doesn't know how to open a door.
I'm sure those.
1, 2, 3, 8, 4, 5. All right. All right, let's look here. Applying the laws of exponents. The size of a genetically mutated bacterium is given by the expression 2p to the negative 3, where p represents the length of the original bacterium in picas. Write the expression in simplified form without a negative exponent. Well, that's pretty easy. 2p to the negative 3. What are you going to do to it? The 2 is what? Already positive, correct? And it says it just doesn't want a negative exponent. So what do we need to do with that exponent and that variable to make it positive? What do you do to change the sign on an exponent? 2 over p to the third.
I was thinking that.
You were thinking that, but just couldn't get it out?
Yeah, I was just kind
Okay.
of thinking that you just
All
went
right.
somewhere else.
What value of A will make the statement below true? What are we going to do here? Well, let's see here. We need it to be, we need to end up with x to the 12th, don't we? Let's see here. Let's work this out.
Statement is true because there is
So-
no A.
Yeah, there is right here.
No.
Okay? So, first thing we're going to do is parentheses. Okay? What can we do inside these parentheses? I can divide 12 by 4. Can you divide 12 by 4?
Yeah.
All right, what do we get? All right, so we need to work this side of the problem to get this answer. Okay? So, if I divide 12 by 4, that leaves me 3 x to the a power over what? X to the 5th, parentheses, to the power of 3. All right, I'm looking to try and make this 27, okay? All right, so now I'm going to distribute my cubed, because that's, well, I don't have to necessarily. I can bring this up. Let's do parentheses first. Is equal to 3x to the a power times, what is it going to be times? But I don't know what a is yet. Do I really want to do that right now?
No.
I don't think so.
We'll say that
I
happens
think
later.
let's do a times 3 over x 5 times 3. And I had to do 3 on my 3 to the third. Okay? So 3 cubed, 3 times 3 times 3 gives me 27. Okay? Then I have a times 3, right, over x times, I'm sorry, what am I doing here? That's the problem. X a times 3 over x to 5 times 3. Okay?
What did you get, 3x?
Which is 27. No, because I have to come up with a variable for a to the x, and it's a to the 3 power, and right now I have x to the 15th. Okay? And I'm still looking to come up with 27x to the 12th. So when I bring that 15 up, what am I going to be doing it? I'm going to be subtracting it, correct? Do you guys agree? Okay. So let's bring it up and do, and I'm running out of room because I write too big, 27x a times 3 minus 15. And I just got rid of the bottom, didn't I? Okay. Well, what's 3 times 15? What can I multiply times 3, subtract 15, and end up with 12 is your question. What's the difference between 12? If you add 12 and 15 together, what are you going to get? 27. What can I multiply times 3 to get 27? 9. Oh, let's see if that works. If I take 27x to the 9 times 3 minus 15, I end up with 27 to the x of the 27 minus 15, which gives me 27x to the 12th, doesn't it? So what is the value of a? 9. So a has to equal 9.
It looks like you wrote 9.
A equals 9. I'm so sorry.
Why don't you just write a big boy A?
Okay? Because they had a little girl A here. Okay? All right. The figure below shows a rectangle. Write an expression for the area of the rectangle. So, area of a rectangle is what? Tell me, how do I find the area of a rectangle?
Multiply.
All right, so I've got 3x to the 4th y squared times 2x to the 3rd y squared. It's open. Come on, Judd. Okay. All right, it's going to have to wait. It's going to have to wait. So, if I do that, I've got this. Can I do anything inside here? So we're going to have to go over here. I've got 3 squared x to the 4 times 2 y squared. Do you guys agree? Okay. Times, and do I have to do anything over here? No. 2x to the 3rd y squared. Okay. Now let's take care of everything inside here. I've got 9, right? X to the 4 times 2, which is what? It's 8, but it's 8, right? Y what? Squared. Times 2x to the 3rd y squared. We're not done yet. 9 times 2 is what? 18. And now we're not working in parentheses, are we? We're just working on multiplying two bases that are the same with exponents. So what do? We don't multiply, we add. So 8 plus 3 is what? X to the 11th. Y is 2 plus 2, which is y to the 4th. And that is the simplified form of that expression.